Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Bricks, and for today's video I'm going to be doing wall techniques, specifically this wall technique. And what it is I made a video about a year ago on this specific technique for this type of wall. For those of you that haven't seen it, I'm going to put a link right here so you can go back and watch that video. But the reason the point that I'm trying to get at anyway is ever since I made that video, which is a little over a year ago, I've been getting a lot of questions as to how would you use this wall and how would you cap it so that way it would actually look good and functional for your city-town builds. So if this is something that sounds like it interests you, stick around because the how-to on to do just that is coming up. So anyway, again, without further ado, this is the wall that I originally made a year ago, and I talked about how you can use the jumper plates in order to make this unique technique. And again, even now, I'm going to put a link right here so people can see that particular video. But let's get started with the options you have to cap this wall. And anyway, I'm going to start with the simplest technique. Again, you can see the wall and then how the end of it is a little jagged. But you can just really simply put some 1x2s, some 1x1s, and some tiles on top of this. And I will pop this apart so you can see what I mean. And I do have some 2x2s in it as filler. But again, you just take it, you just build your basic wall like so. Just to get it square and all the way around the end. You don't even have to use the 2x2 in the center. You could scoot the wall all the way back. You could even just make the wall 2 deep, as far as 2 pegs deep. But after you get it all built up, you put some tiles on the top of it. And there you go. That is the first and simplest method to finish that end cap. Now, for the second method, and again, I just threw a lot of these together to give people ideas on what they can do with their build at home. But let's go ahead and rip this off and let's get started. Now, I just kind of put these tiles on here to represent where you might put a sidewalk. But again, you can see that the end of the wall is jagged. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put this 1x2 plate on the base right there at the end of the wall. And then we're going to take this little guy here and put it on top of that plate. And then we're going to take 2 of these modified bricks with the stud on the side. Let me spin that so you can see it. And we're going to put 1 on either side, facing out like so. And then we're going to take this little bracket here and we're going to put that on top like so. So now we have this surface where we can start adding our tiles. So we're going to put a tile on the front, and then coming on the center stud hole of this tile, we're going to put one on that side, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. And then all I did for the top is I took a jumper plate, put that on there like so, and then I take this technique ball and pop it onto the top. And then that gives us a nice decorative end cap for that style of wall. Now here is my third version that you can use to cover that style of wall. And again, just so you can see, this is that wall still, and you do have that jagged edge, so you would have to do these on either side. But anyway, let's go ahead and rip this apart and get started. Now that I have it ripped apart, this wall is actually just a little bit trickier, and what you're going to do is you're going to take this part here. The only one I can currently find in my collection is in black. I have black, white, or light gray, so I went ahead and went with black, but you really can't see this part anyway, especially if you tile around the wall. But anyway, we take that right where the end of the jagged wall is going to be, and we put the wall together, and then you're going to keep one last section of wall, because this wall is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plates high. We make a small little plate wall itself, and we are going to slide that in there for filler. And that is in there, it's not gonna move. Yes, it'll slide sideways, but that doesn't matter, because once we get this all together, you'll never even notice it. That is just to make sure you don't have any holes to fill around. So now we're gonna take 2 of these bracket pieces. We're gonna put one going on that side, and then we're gonna take our next one, and we are going to put that one on that side. And again, like I said, see, now that won't come out of there. It is fastened in place. It's not going to disappear anywhere. And then you simply take a couple of these 2x2 tiles. We put one on each surface, like so. And after you get all those on there, the last thing you're going to do is you're going to take one last 2x2 jumper, and you're going to put one of these round, no, I just dropped it, one of these round tiles here, and put it on top of that jumper, like so, to cover the stud. And then you're going to come off the end of it, just like that. And again, that's why I was saying you can see just a little bit of the black in there. That's why I would recommend whatever color you're going to go with the wall. Just like you can see a little bit of the black right here. Whatever color you're going to use on your wall, I would recommend getting that part in that color. But again, oh, last piece I forgot, you also got to put your, this one I did a little different. We have to put our plate on top of that as well. So that way that gives us the top of the wall. But anyway, that is the third method you can use for putting an end cap on this particular style of a wall. And now last, but certainly not least, this is the fourth and final version of covering the wall. So again, let's go ahead and rip it apart and get started. So now the first thing you're going to want to do, and again, this really isn't a necessary step, but it's only to make it a little bit stronger. You're going to take some 2x2 bricks, any color, because you're not going to see them, and you are going to stack them on top of each other just like so. After you get that part in there, we're going to take some of these 2x2 walls, and we're going to put one on each side of those bricks. So now the orange is pretty much all gone. And what is left to see, we're now going to hide with a whole bunch of these round, it's rolling across the table on me, these round bricks. So we're going to put 2 together, and then we're going to put one on this corner. We're going to put one on this corner, another one on this corner, and the final one there. And now after we get all that covered, we're going to take 4 of these 2x2 jumpers, and we're going to cover the top surface with those. Now, after we get that surface all covered with those jumper plates, now we're going to take one final jumper plate and we're going to stagger it in just like that. And once you do that, you're going to take a 1x3 tile and put it across. And let me scoot that up a little better so you can see it a little better. And then you're going to take a 1x2 tile. And you're going to put that on there like that. So you only have the one peg left that's showing. And with that one final peg, you're going to put your round brick on top of that, and that gives you your finished wall. Anyway, that is all for today's how-to video. Again, like I said, I had been asked about that particular wall style and how to finish it off on numerous occasions. As a matter of fact, I was asked, I think, twice today alone on it. So I thought it was probably about time I went ahead and made a video to show that. And at the end of that video, I'll put a link to this video as well. But anyway, that is all for today. Again, thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks. If you get a chance, check out my links in the description and in the comments section of this video below, as clicking those links and any sales that happen on those links do help support my page. So until next time, we'll see you on Bevins Bricks.